Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Can you imagine how far and beyond computers have gone? It has touched every aspect of our lives. We use it for schoolwork, our parents use it for their office work. The possibilities of tasks of a computer are endless. But you all know there was a point where computers didn't exist, and there was a point where computers were there, but they were not as fast as today's fifth generation computers. So today I will tell you about the history of computer. What existed before computers? Calculating devices did. Calculating devices did the mathematical calculations. So in the ancient period, people used to count with the help of fingers, toes, sticks, stones, bones, pebbles, etc. and store their information by marking on walls, etc. In a course of time, they realized it became difficult to do complex and bigger calculations. So there was a need for a device, a calculating device. So the first calculating device was invented by the Chinese about 5000 years ago, abacus. Using abacus, simple calculations like subtraction and addition were done. It is still in use in many parts of the world. You would recognize that it is in your maths tuition. Abacus went on for the longest period of time out of all the calculating devices until in 1617, a Scottish mathematician named John Napier invented a calculating device called Napier's bones. This device was a set of rectangular rods marked with numbers on them. It was meant to do simple calculations like addition, subtraction, multiplication. Then later on it was improved to do division and find out the square root. Then in the year 1642, a French mathematician Blaise Pascal invented the first mechanical calculating device known as the Pascaline. This was a box with movable gears, and it could divide, subtract, add and multiply numbers very easily. Then in the year 1673, Gottfried Wilhelm von Leibniz, a German mathematician, invented the step reckoner. This could do all four basic mathematical operations. Then in the year 1822, the professor of Cambridge University, England, Charles Babbage, developed a machine known as the difference engine. It could perform mathematical operations automatically. However, in 1833, Babbage had a better idea and stopped working on the difference engine and started developing another engine called analytical engine. This machine had 5 key features: input device, output device, control unit, storage unit and processor. These are found in today's modern day computers. That's why Charles Babbage is known as the father of computer. Then in the year 1890, Hermann Hollerith, an army engineer, invented the tabulating machine. This tabulating machine was used in census of the USA. It gave a quick count of the US population. Use of the tabulating machine was so successful that Hollerith formed a company which later became famous as the International Business Machine, or IBM. That's it for the calculating devices. Now let's start with the computers. In 1944, Professor Howard Aiken built the first electromechanical computer known as Mark I. Now it's not this guy's Mark I. It was 51 feet long, weighed 5 tons and used a typewriter for input and punch cards for output. This was the first computer in real sense. Then came the first electronic computers. John Mauchly and John Presper Eckert together built a computer known as ENIAC, Electronic Numerical Integrator and Computer. This was made operational in 1946. ENIAC was 10 feet wide and 100 feet long and took 1800 square meters of a room and could do 5000 additions per second. Then in 1951, John Presper Eckert and John Mauchly built another successful computer together known as UNIVAC, Universal Automatic Computer. It could work on both numerical and textual information. It was The first computer delivered to a business client, US Census Bureau in 1951. Then came the personal computer. In 1981, IBM introduced its first personal computer or PC. And in 1984, they introduced the advanced version PC-80 or Personal Computer Advanced Technology. These computers were smaller in size, more accurate and reliable. Now I will tell you the history of the generations of computer. But before I say that, what is the meaning of generation? We all have different generations like grandparents, parents, children and more. Same way, a computer also has generations. Unimac to PC to desktop computer to an all-in-one computer to a laptop into a tablet PC into a smartphone then into a Raspberry Pi. What is a Raspberry Pi? Raspberry Pi is a tiny credit card sized computer that can be plugged into a computer monitor and works with a standard keyboard and mouse. It enables you to explore computing and learn how to program in languages like Scratch and Python. So the first generation computer started in 1946 and ended in 1959. The makers of this first generation computer used thousands of vacuum tubes which are often huge, taking up the space of an entire room. Then in the late 1950s, the second generation computers were introduced. These computers used transistors in replacement of vacuum tubes. The transistors were far more superior than the vacuum tubes as they were smaller, more accurate and faster. Then in the mid 1960s, the development of integrated circuit or IC was a major breakthrough in the launch of third generation computers. The transistors were replaced by integrated circuits, also known as semiconductor chips. The semiconductor chips or the integrated circuit made a computer more powerful and increased its speed and efficiency. Then came the fourth generation computers. They started in 1971. Fourth generation computers used microprocessor chips, which is a single chip that does all the processing. The size of the computer became so small that thousands of integrated circuits were built onto a single chip. The computer became more powerful and they could link a network, which led to the development of internet. In 1981, IBM introduced its personal computer for home users and Apple introduced its Macintosh. Then came the fifth generation computers. They started in 1980. They are still in research and development phase. Fifth generation computers are based on artificial intelligence. The main goal of the fifth generation computer is to develop computers that can respond with natural language and can learn and make their own decisions. Okay, that's it. I hope you find this video informational and I hope you learned something from it. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.